When it comes to recitation of Quran, there are lots of do's and don'ts as well, just like in purification and respect. But here, there are few things that we should do and few things we should stay away from. What are these? First of all, what is the meaning of recitation of Holy Quran? It's if we read from the translation of the Quran, is it called recitation? We mentioned that. You can't expect all those rewards that we mentioned last time, that the tranquility and all those things. Of course, you get rewarded if you read translation, but if you want to get rewards, you read actual in Arabic. And also recitation, it doesn't mean mumbling in your mouth. You have to speak it nicely, correctly, enunciate it properly, and also you have to move your tongues and lips if you're reading it loudly. Don't, like some people, read it very carelessly. They don't know what they are saying. They're sometimes very fast. So that is not called recitation. You have to give haqq to each and every letter. You can recite it slow and in your heart, but you have to do it in a right way. Give right to each and every letter. And of course, all the rewards that we mentioned, it increases with the things that you add on it. Like if you add a lot of tajweed rules, you get rewarded. If you understand, ponder on each and every verse, you get rewarded. And also very important is you have sincerity, that you recite only for the sake of Allah. You should not recite for people to say, this brother's recitation is very good, sound very nicely, his tajweed is excellent, the best brother in the community. If you have that, then you lose all those rewards that we mentioned. The most important thing is in recitation, the makharij. I don't want to get into tajweed of Quran that we do either ways doing on Sunday halaqah, but tajweed is something that is really missing in our community. I know that, I see it. Most important thing is makharij. I have to give right for all those 28, 29 letters that we have in Arabic. You have to know the difference between each and every letter. If you don't pronounce it correctly, then you're missing out on a lot of rewards. And sometimes you can even change the meaning altogether, and that's very dangerous. So, come to our halaqas, the Quran halaqas the Sheikh conducts, and learn those alphabets. So many people, you see them say, especially the letter Dad, wala zalin, wala zalin, so many versions. So, the thing is, take time out. You have to learn the makharij. You don't have to go into advanced tajweed, but makharij is something very basic. It's not even tajweed yet. It's just basic thing. So that's, again, most important thing in recitation, clarity is required. We'll get into how fast, how slow that we should read. But again, it has to be in Arabic. That's an underlining thing. And in transliteration, some people read from transliteration. That is, again, that it has to be read in Arabic. That's the point. Some people don't learn Arabic. That's not the right way. You have to learn Arabic and recite directly from the Mus'haf. Unless you're like a new beginning Muslim. That's fine. It's obligatory to learn on us to properly recite Quran. And strive and repeat and be patient. Another thing is, the scholars mention that when you recite Quran, it's better that you use miswak and keep your mouth clean and your general body altogether. Because what happens, what did we say last slide? What happens when you are reciting? The person is with who? The companionship of angels. So, that's the thing. You have to smell good and so on. Apart from that, it's about respecting Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's words. It's, if you are using miswak and everything, you're basically saying, this is not a simple thing. I treat it with some, it has a special place in my heart, so I make this extra preparation for Quran. So that's one way of showing respect to Quran. And isti'adha. What is isti'adha? It means to say, A'udhu billahi minash shaytanir rajim. This is one word you say it that way, that term. We have to say it before reciting Quran. And also the basmala. Basmala means Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Why? Why do we have to say that? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala himself says in the Quran, in Surah Al-Nahl, verse number 98, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. فإذا قرأت القرآن فاستعذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. So when you recite the Quran, first seek refuge in Allah from shaitan, the expelled one, from his mercy. So that is a command from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You have to say A'udhu Billah. Many people I've seen they say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim and they get started. Saying Bismillah is good, but A'udhu Billah is something that you should not forget. It's because it's a command from the Quran. You have to start from this, and if you want, you can also add Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. And if the surah starts from Bismillah, you have to say Bismillah. But A'udhu Billahi minash shaitanir rajim, you should always say. And also, the scholars mention that do we have to face Qibla while reciting Quran? It is better. It's not like Salah that you have to face Qibla. It's better you face Qibla, you do good deeds facing Qibla, but you don't have to. So many people ask these questions. Should we recite loud or silently or quietly? Which one is better? So the thing is, there is a situation for both. Each one has positives and negatives. In case of reciting it loud, the scholars say that if you're reciting it loud, maybe the people around you are getting benefited. So that's one good thing. And also the scholars said that if you're reciting it loud, it repels your sleep. It keeps you active, and it stimulates your mental activeness. So that's one benefit you have. And it also, you're putting more effort into it. And in a general rule, the more effort you put in something, you get rewarded for it. However, some people might prefer to read it quietly or silently. Why? Because there are times you should read silently. Because sometimes you have this feeling that people might praise you, or you might fall into this trap of showing off. Then you have to recite quietly. That's better, because you're going to lose out on all your rewards if that thing hits your heart. So you have to be careful with that. And also, sometimes we might be in an environment when we are reciting Quran, some people might get disturbed by it. Not everybody is ready to listen to Quran. We go through different emotions. So some people might be bothered. So we have to think about other people. Even though we are doing a good deed, we can't force recitation on people. That's not right. In fact, Prophet Muhammad said that in this hadith, Abu Dawud, he said, each one of you is privately conversing with his Lord, so do not inflict upon one another, and let not some of you raise his voice in reciting over the voices of the others. So don't disturb others, that's the thing. So unless nobody gets disturbed, that is fine, but you have to choose the right situation, right environment, and decide for yourself. Both are okay, both can be practiced, no problem.